Hello guys, it is Lazy Noof here once again. I'm going to be doing a episode of Mod the Week. I've not done this for a while. Um, so as part of this, I'm kind of gonna basically show you the mod I've been working on, and then gonna do a bit of work, and we'll see how it goes. It might be entertaining, it might not. But with the launch of VS2, a lot of the mods I put on the store have broken. Really, because of things like functionalities being added, things need colliders being set up differently, or kind of for doors and things. So there's a couple of mods on there that I need to go over and make functional again, or rather add the functionality that was never there. And things like this will happen during the development cycle. It's frustrating to the players who obviously using them. I've had a couple of comments on, saying fix it, and obviously I'm going to. I'm currently having issues with actually testing mods at the minute because of a bug, which I've reported to Keen, hopefully get fixed soon. But I basically started off with doing my pipes mod. If you don't know about my pipes mod, it's on the Steam Workshop, and it's basically just replaces. It's going to replace conveyors with pipes of various sizes, um, and the there was three different sizes of pipes. It was like large, medium, and small. So the medium pipe is the one that you normally use. It's like a 50 centimeter wide pipe. It's a lot smaller than conveyors, and you can do lots of really cool designs and things with it. But that's broken, and it's the first mod I think I released when the SDK was launched, and I'm working on it. I had been working on it anyway because I was going to do a massive update, and this kind of just pushed that a bit. So I'll kind of go over what I've got here because I have been making a bunch of these things. Um, so it's really important you get your two fives, your fives, oh, get that up, and the and a couple of different variations. So all the different sizes of straight pipes you could want or need here. This is basically the design which I've kind of decided to go for this one. So before they were pretty low poly. They were six-sided pipes or eight-sided pipes around the top, but I wanted a curved pipe since Space Engineers is mostly squarish. So something that will stand out. You can run it along in the top corner of your corridors and things. It won't look out of place. It'll look cool. So all the pipes can have this design. We've got a much more detailed design for the bolts here. Let me just get the 2 meter pipe up because this one should have colour on it, as I remember. I'll just take a minute to load that up. Okay, so it's not being properly unwrapped because this is just as I'm developing it, which I'll do later. But essentially, the grey area is the colourable material that you can colour with the paint gun. Then we've got a nice offset black, and then we've got these with another little bit of a splash of colour. So these are going to look really nice. The straight pipes are all just straight pipes, obviously, in different lengths. As you can see, I need to do some with some of these. That's because all the LODs are there. We'll just get rid of those. So straight pipes, fantastic. Get rid of those. We've got a selection of curved pipes that I've done at the minute. So we've got our normal 90-degree, and we've got larger 90-degree. We've got a set of spirals, so offset in two directions. So in that one, we've got a small and a much more extreme one. We've got the much larger 90-degree, and we also have this in the larger offset as well. And we have it in a smaller offset. So when you actually get all those together, you can start in one place and you can get to all these different places just from that. It's a lot of flexibility. And we have our S pipe just going off one there. Pipe junctions. You've got a 90-degree sharp, so an L joint though. You've got our U, our bigger U, We've got our X, and we have a small X there, so whichever flavor of X you want. You've got a standard T junction, and then we've got three different Y junctions. So we've got a large one, a small one, and then we've got your typical splits into two sort of thing, depending on how you want things to look. And what I'm introducing is some equipment as well. So the last in the mod currently, it's just pipes. What I'm adding into it now is things like this. So I've got this power monitor here, which I have already made. Just pop the color on. These are going to be things you can put in line, either for looks or they're going to have some sort of function. This one particular is basically, well, as I said, it's a power monitor, so you can use it to remotely control the power halfway down your words fail me, cargo network, whatever. Um, it's pretty nice. What goes here, although you can't really see it, if I get my subparts on, is these things. So basically, turn that off. So basically, this will have a bunch of things here, or it does have a bunch of things there, sorry. Kind of like that. Obviously not placed perfectly. And these things are basically counters. These rotate as as it's powered on, and they'll count up the time. There's 5 reels going across. It'll count up to 9 hours or so, which is pretty good. It's a nice bit of dynamic bit on the block, and obviously you've got this power button here. If you press this button, this will stop counting. It's pretty interesting use of the infinite rotation animation, which is cool. The other one that we've currently got is this inline pump. Again, give this a second. So the inline pump is basically for when you want to do water, gases, things like that. It's just aesthetic at the minute. It may have a purpose later, and it's basically just going to pump straight through. And what you can't see on this one is the subparts, which is here. I'll kind of put them really quickly into roughly the right place. So I'll basically look like this. These two spin. They spin in opposite directions. So whatever you get goes in, gets pumped through, pumped out. Quite like the design. This one's offset with a bit of metal there, just holding everything together. And it looks really, really cool. And at some point, when we get scripting and things, that might develop into pumping water or making sure gas flows and things like that. But I'm basically going to start another piece of equipment, which is going to be like a filter. So I've got in my mind sort of you have your O2 generator and your hydrogen generator. You connect it to a filter, which will just run through and make sure that the air is pure. Because normally, if you go to a dive shop or something, and you hook something up to a massive compressor, there's usually a massive filter in between what makes it and then when it gets dumped in your bottle, it removes impurities and things like that. So I kind of wanted to bring that element in, and it'll be interesting. So I'm basically going to start doing that. So I make a new collection because I'm going to have to get it all nice and neat. So let's call this let's call it filter. Probably gonna have to rename a bunch of these later. Okay, let's switch my grid back on, which I have made here. Makes it a lot easier. I've got this grid, which basically all these squares are 25 centimeters, so that's the grid I can snap things to. It's going to be quite a big machine, so because the power monitor is only 1.5 meters high, but this inline pump is 2 meters long. Now, the question is, how big do I want this? Because I don't want everything to be the same size, because that's just boring, right? but it is going to be. I'm thinking on this one, I'm going to make the base quite small, but have the middle bit stretch out because this is basically a big rectangle. So if I make the base like half the size and then bring the machinery out on top, I think that's what we'll do. So in that case, um, I'll I'll keep it the same width. So that's a meter. Let's get rid of that. So that's going to be a meter on the Y, and then a meter there, and then this one's like 0.2 or something like that. Or the other way around. If I could read, that'd be great. So a square base. Let's just move this so it's in line with the grid. So I could have it more. So not if I could like a square base. I could just do that. So yeah, we'll do it this way. So the next thing I need to do is basically make the same sort of base. So it has been a theme in all of these that if you look at the base there, and if you then look at the base here, you'll see that I kind of bring the middle bits in a little bit and kind of have it like that. So let's have a look. Make them fairly big. I do like it to be chunky. Like, make it roughly something like that. Let's get some nice big bevels on the edges here. Let's just reset the transforms before I do that. Otherwise, bevels go kind of strange. So thinking something like that. So we're going to get nice big bevels on that. And then let's do this. I want it to go in quite sharp. So we're going to go to like there, I think. Do the same here. About there. And then I can just grab these. Turn that off. We can just kind of pull this in. Something like that. Actually, I don't want it coming in tons, just enough. Let's do the same. Something like that. So in essence, this will be the base there, and we'll have nuts on top of here, which I'll rob from one of the pipe models later. So we need to have this bit for it kind of going up. So I'll leave that like that. What we're going to do is let's get a cylinder. It's 64. See how we go with 64. Okay, let's now do that on the 90. So this, so if that's the size of, so if that's the size of a normal one, something like that, we want it to join in, we want it to be bigger. So we're going to want it to be at least double the size. I kind of want it, oh, because we're going to bring detail out of it. We're definitely going to want to put detail in it. So I'm thinking this goes even bigger. Something like that. So it's going to be 1.25. And that's all the way over there because of course it is. Okay, line this back up. Let's turn that off. I'll line that up later. Okay, so turn that off. So it's going to be something like that. I almost forgot. Let's actually move this up. If you'd let me snap it to there. There we go. Okay. So, we're doing that. Let's grab ourselves one of our 2-meter pipes. Okay. So it's going to go something like this, and that is going to be like over there or something. So our block's going to be pretty big, just standing on this little small thing, but it's going to get thinner on this side. So this is like a larger. That might even be too far that way, because we might be doing something like this, which means that would go something like that. But we'll see. We'll kind of see how it works out. So if I do go that face, and we want to start bringing it in. We don't want to bring it in just so. We'll do. Because we want something glass related here. So if I do, so yes, this comes up, comes in just a bit, and goes, and kind of goes in, and we'll do something in there later. For now, this would then go kind of like this. Quite long. And then we'd want to start to form like an end cap. So we'd want to do and we would want it to just go like this, and then like bring this in a bit. Something like this. Right, and we probably have it something like this. So this would go beyond, which it's not even lined up, so it would anyway. So, okay, we're just going to switch that off. It's going to line up to, line up to there. Like just there, won't it? It's not going to be off center. The geometry. Nope, what am I doing? Cursor selected. Origin, 3D cursor. Geometry to origin. There we go. And then we just like this. Okay, so they're all separated. Now, for this thing, might have to just delete this and do the glass as its own piece. Because it's kind of going to fit in things. So that can probably stay like that. And that can probably stay like that, to be fair. Because all we're going to need, really, is not that. Is this. So we can just rob this. Put it back roughly right. And then we're going to want to, might as well fix that first. And then we're going to want to just selection. There we go. Then we're probably just going to want to bring this in a little bit. In fact, only a little bit. Okay, so that's going to be our glass. It doesn't matter that we can still see red and stuff through this at the minute. That's going to be fixed soon. In fact, I'll do that next. Okay, so we're gonna do, now for this, we're gonna do it a little bit lower. In fact, this can be lower poly as well, to be honest. Doesn't need to be that size, because no one's gonna see the edges, really. No one should actually see any of this, to be honest, thinking about it. But let's just, depends what detail I want to put on this. Right, I'll just leave that like that for now. I'll make a new cylinder with, let's do 24. That should be, actually, let's do 18 because this should be not really visible. So So this needs to be pretty much the full length of this. Let's just make that vanish so I can have a look at this. And maybe a little bit smaller. Something like that. It's going to need. Is that even big enough to fit that way? Don't think so. That was a bit of a waste of time, wasn't it? Let's have a look. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, and then we might as well do like let's make it like 8 sides. That's probably going to be enough. Come on. Being dense here. It's because I did that. Right. This is the downside of switching over from another program. I'm not used to doing Maya. I getting better, but I just occasionally have bits where I just press like all the wrong keys in a row without even meaning to. It's just daft moments. Daft moments. Okay, so that's plenty for that. So if this is the bit that goes there now, like that. Oh, so close. Leave all that for now. So we're gonna have one of these there, we're gonna have one of those there, and around this we're gonna have like an auger thing. So this'll spin, and it should hopefully look like it's drawing either liquid or air, kind of like pumping it into what will be this main filter unit. This main filter unit, what we want to do here, what I want to do even, is have like a removable filter unit cut into here. There'll be an emergency button here which we're going to press, and this filter is going to come out, and this will stop rotating. So, oh, excuse me. So we're basically planning. That's the sort of interactivity and effects I was thinking of for this block. So we'll want some machinery on top because we'll want like vents and things. Underneath, we'll probably want like not a control box because we're going to have buttons here, but like basically a place for electronics, and obviously we'll need the supports that'll reach up. But that is essentially what I'm doing. This video has been almost half an hour, so I'm probably going to stop this one there, and I'll just do an update of this later. Yeah. Take care, guys. And hopefully you found just my thought process a little bit interesting at least.